Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everyone, for attending today's hackathon. My name is Jay. Um, I'm the founder of Unitech Web Development Service. I just started my solopreneur journey just 4 months ago. So January of 14th of 2024, my wife decided to register the name Unitech under my name, and it's now a sole proprietor business that's registered in the Philippines. But as for my professional career, I've been a tech professional for almost 17 years. 10 years mostly in customer-facing roles, as a tech support, as a trainer, as an implementation manager. Then 7 years ago, I started to switch into a more development-focused role, and now I am a full-stack developer for freelance projects here and abroad. As I mentioned, I've just started my own entrepreneurial journey, but it's been a roller coaster so far these past 4 months. And I want to share to you this proof of concept that I figured out while trying to make sense of this whole business, this whole entrepreneurship thing. So our mission is to empower businesses with intuitive and user-centric software solutions built through collaborative partnerships. And our vision is to be the leading software developer of user-friendly software, simplifying complex problems and transforming people how to interact with technology. So I mentioned my own personal journey about being an entrepreneur. I should also mention that my sister also has her own business, and I'd be remiss to not promote it as well while I'm doing this promotion thing. So her business is food stocks. So we started in around 2020 when the pandemic hit, and there was a big demand for home-cooked meals that need to be delivered to houses. So we started out just taking in requests from Facebook, being able to deliver it to the houses, because kasi nga pandemic, you're not able to go out and get your product out there. And then, 2024, nang natapos yung pandemic, they now have their own base sa Makati. So if you check their Facebook page, they have a website, you can order there, they can actually deliver all around Metro Manila. But nowadays, because of the pandemic being gone, their business is now at a not so good point, unfortunately. So the big demand for customers that used to be just texting and chatting through Facebook have disappeared. So it came up, they had to come up with different solutions on how to keep this going. And to be honest, we're in that same boat, me and my sister, because there's so many questions that small business owners have when they try to set up their business. Right? So what are those questions? Typically around, hey, how do I sell my product? How do I sell my service? How do I find customers? What's the state of my business from a financial standpoint? So many complex questions around that. Not all the time we have the mentors or the resources to help us get it off the ground, right? And it's actually a common thing in the entire world. So MSMEs form the backbone of the world's economy, and according to McKinsey, they say that MSMEs account for 4/5 of business employment around the world. And by just raising their productivity levels, it increases the country's growth by 5 to 10%. So, unfortunately, the Philippines was not included in the survey, but I think everyone would agree that it's also a thing here in the Philippines. We have our sari-sari stores, we have our karinderyas, we have our wet and dye markets, and the opportunity for us to raise the productivity and growth of these MSMEs is not so clear cut. Unfortunately, too, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. So something that works for an eatery business doesn't work for a wet and dry market. Something that works for a delivery business doesn't work for a software consultancy firm. So that's how I thought of an idea that is there a way for someone to be able to assist us, guide us through these questions that we may have in our entrepreneurial journey. So while researching for this topic, let's go with it. Can you reshare? Reshare this. How do you share? No, okay. Sorry about that. So, while researching for this topic, I was trying to look for a good term for this system, this platform, and I came up with the word Patyao. So I found this in Tagalog.com. You can also find the reference there. And they define it as isang tao na may kaalaman, isang gumagabayo, tuturo at magbibigay ng payo o babala tungkol sa hinaharap. And this is what Project Patyao is about. So, the aim of this AI platform, oops, internet. Okay. So, Project Patyao, the goal of Project Patyao is to democratize insight and business intelligence to SMEs through AI. So, it's a high time for us to explore the opportunities for AI to be used by these MSMEs so that we increase their productivity, we increase their sales, we increase their profits, and by extension, we make our country more productive. Okay. So the goal, yeah. Oh. So as I mentioned, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. The idea being that in order for us to make this happen, we need to be able to customize the prompts, the systems to each of those various industries. Industries like sari-sari stores, small cafes and milk tea shops, various eateries, and wet and dry markets. Any other small industries that we may have, we need to be able to adapt and customize because their needs are different based on the journey that they're currently in. So the goal is for each model to be a specific item in an industry. So for example, if you were working in a sari-sari store, there's a specific model that works for that industry. So things like managing the inventory, things like checking what are the current commodity prices. For wet and dry markets, same thing. What are the current prices in markets like Balintawak and Guadalupe? We also would want to define the interfaces so that are specific to each industry. So in my case, I'm starting my own software development firm. I would probably want to have my own system of managing my leads, finding marketing opportunities to get out there. Okay, so we'll just go with the demo. Thank you. Is that still shared? Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So, all right. So, hi. Stop. Yeah, kasi yung browser yung see. May nakapost. Kasi screen. Screen lang. Screen na lang. Entire screen. Yeah, entire screen. Then we go to the next. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, to quickly demo this one. So we'll watch for that right side to see the interaction in a bit. But actually went back and forth with building this out because I was trying it first with the Carinderia solution where you would need to enter meals, need to enter their budgets for a monthly or weekly plan. But the difficulty got to me, so I had to switch to something that's more familiar to me, which is managing leads. So if you imagine creating a new lead here, so this is just an example interface, right? Through hackathon. And status is whether it's from a referral or a direct contact. I would choose direct contact. And we can see that that lead is now in my database. So if I now view the interactions, I can add a new one, for example. Let's say I set up a meeting, met with a last week. Submit. So as much detail, as much notes as you can give, because once you have those details added, make sure, there you are. This is what's going to happen. So the leads are now saved into the database. And through Batiao AI, I can now send a message to the assistant simulating a request or a question. So there would be a chat interface. And just by chatting with that interface, it's now generating the SQL for that specific question. So the question I asked is, how many leads do I currently have? It's now trying to select that from the list where the status is active and should order it by updated by. So again, due to time constraints, I wasn't able to play around with managing it further, but notice that in the response, it's already giving some suggestions. I've tested this quite a lot, and we're having cases where it's providing insights already that, hey, let's work on your marketing needs. Have you recently reached out to them? The goal being that by further fine-tuning it to be intuitive and listening to your own context, every context that you provide, the system now gives more information for the AI to use to be able to suggest better productivity outcomes for you and your business. So, yeah, that's it for my demo. Thank you very much.
Start the 5-minute timer for Q&A now. So if the jury has any questions, you can go ahead and ask them.
Yeah, I'll start. So, what kinds of questions would the Batiao answer?
So, at least when I try to build this, it's specific to a business process that I'm working on. So, for example, the budget. you would probably have questions around, okay, what's the status of my recent needs? Where have they come from? Which channels are more effective for me in finding specific needs? Then, if we go to the granular business, it's about budget management. So we would need to fine tune the AI to listen to those kinds of questions where, okay, I've spent this much budget this month. How much did I earn based on the sales that have come through the system?
Okay, hold on. So it's not limited needs. It's like the entirety of the business.
Yes, it's going to be a slow rollout, of course. You know, we will need to find specific industries where it makes a lot of sense to find their needs first. And you know, there are some certain rules, certain ideas that can be put into this system.
Pero if you're going to have a version 1, what would version 1 do? What aspect of the business? What kind of question?
I would probably go with the sari-sari stores. Okay. So sari-sari stores, they always manage inventory. Okay. So they need to think about, okay, kailan ako mawala ng supply ng load ng bigas, magkano ang bigas ngayon, magkano dapat ang budget ko for previous month.
I have a question. So, so right now, what I'm seeing is that this is very customization heavy,
Yes.
right? So how do you plan to scale?
Mm-hmm.
Because you mentioned earlier that it's not a generalized business. So what's like the scale plan? If you're going to talk about scaling this business, like many different kinds of businesses.
Mhm. So, I think for the first part, it's about finding the product market fit for a specific industry. Then, based on the knowledge that we've learned, based on the information we've gathered from those industries, say specific to sari-sari, it's not only sari-sari stores that have inventory problems. Cafes, coffee shops have inventory problems. Even car repair, car wash, they have their inventory problems. So the logic around it is very recitable. It can be used over and over across many different industries. But we have to start very small. Something that is that has some set of rules, some set of business that we can have.
So, a follow-up to that one. I saw your slide earlier that you're planning to give this for free for small businesses, right?
Yes.
And then you mentioned also that you want to start with sari-sari stores. So does that fit like them being a small business, or what does it look like in terms of like pricing them, or in terms of
Mhm.
the monetization strategy with the sari-sari stores?
Yeah. So in terms of monetization, it's going to be based on a freemium model where they would have their own system of being able to use this platform for inventory, being able to put in their goods, put in their budget. But as soon as they reach a certain level, that's when we go to offer the pricing. So if they also want integrations, so for example, if you go a bit bigger than sari-sari stores, some small groceries, not exactly global, national groceries, but still on that scale, that's when Baguio can also come in and do integrations direct with those services. So there's one avenue around the freemium model, meaning a certain level you can use it for free. There's also levels around integration with buyers.
Okay, just one last thing for the follow-up one. Okay, so let's say let's stick with sari-sari store. Do you have like some, so number one is, do you have assumptions on what their problem really looks like? An assumption, or maybe you have talked to people around. Number two is that, does their problem really requires to be AI enabled in the sense that they can query it, or will it be effective for them to just see the things that they need to know, like what are the stocks that are low right now, where can we order this? What do you think would be the edge of this being an AI enabled thing? Because Yeah, I'm thinking more of the use case
Mhm.
rather than this just being an AI-enabled thing.
Yes, yes. So me personally, I'm a product of a sari-sari store. So my mom used to have a sari-sari store, and the unfortunate thing is it's already closed, right? So the idea around it for me when I thought of this platform is for not for that to not happen to someone else. So that sari-sari store unfortunately was a big source of income for us, apart from my dad being overseas and all that stuff. But the point remains that yung bata namin going home or going to school nanggagaling sa sari-sari store. So it's not just about knowing what inventory is, knowing about this and that. It's about making sure that these businesses grow. And they only grow if they have visibility on these things and have the proper advice to be able to grow in the next level. So that's the competitive advantage that we're looking for.
Just one question. Who's your closest competitors and how are you better or how are they better?
Good question. I don't think it exists yet, but I will need to verify. I don't know the details of it. But I guess being the first mover around small businesses is already a good competitive advantage. Again, me being from that interface, being from that scenario, having experienced those same things about stores and coffee shops, setting up and then going away. So we understand the pain points that these businesses come up. So they have excitement on getting these businesses up, but they need to face the reality as well that to grow the business, there needs to be more. They need to do more for these businesses. And that's where I am. Okay.
Thank you, Jay from Unitech.